The DREAM Act says we all have to dream, not just the students who have a dream, not just the American dream that says these students should be able to go to college. But we're all trying to dream, I think, of a better society. And this is just one step. It's a small step, but it's one that we thought could get a lot of support. A problem became really evident that you had a lot of thousands and thousands of well-qualified students who did well all through their junior high school years, wanted to go to college, were prepared to go to college, were qualified to go to college, and yet because they may have come here with their parents and not legally, they could not qualify for federal aid, they could not qualify for state aid. Most of them known all their lives they were illegal, and yet they were successful in school, they participated, they made friends, they were on athletic teams, they performed well in class. And people said, you know, these are all American kids. However they came to this country, it was not their fault. They're not criminals. So we should make it easier, and in fact, make it college education available. It'd be great for America that they become contributing members of our society. They want to contribute. They're prepared to. All their teachers, all their people in the community want them to go further. And yet we have this somewhat stupid law that says they can't. And the DREAM Act was an acronym which came out to spell dream so that these people could reach the American dream. I grew up with parents who believed that racism and discrimination was wrong, and that we had to work for a society where there was none. And when I was growing up, a major issue was that in southern states in our country, there were laws, state laws, which kept races apart, segregation we call it. That to me was, you know, the antithesis, the opposite of what America should be all about. In 1961, when I was in college, one of the attempts to break down these laws was called the Freedom Rides. It was a bus ride of black and white students who would cross state lines and therefore bring in hopefully federal laws, not just state laws, that would have to abide by the Constitution. What people did was to get off the bus in a mixed group, black and white, break the law, but take the consequences of those laws, go to jail, and then bring those laws hopefully at some point into a federal court where they would be struck down because they were unconstitutional. And that's exactly what happened. Although the first freedom rides were very violent, the people who wanted to keep those laws reacted in a violent way. They firebombed the bus, they almost beat everybody inside the bus to death. And when you saw pictures of those things, I was watching them on the news and I said, I gotta be there because this is not America. And I took the next bus and ended up in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, where 4 or 5 of us got off the bus. We broke the law. We were arrested, convicted of what they call breach of peace and inciting a riot. We're sentenced to 6 months in jail. I served about 2 months of jail there, and then we appealed our cases, and eventually our cases went to the Supreme Court, which struck down the laws of segregation. So as a result of those actions, we literally brought an end to legal discrimination. And I thought, wow, as a student of 18 years old, here I am involved in stuff that changed American history. And I think we have to fight back in similar ways. I mean, we fought back with educational campaigns. We fought back with legal attempts, you know, to pass laws. But we also fought back with what we call direct action. The Freedom Ride was a direct action.
I asked Senator McCain to co-sponsor the DREAM Act. It's a bill that would allow undocumented students such as ourselves to have access to higher education. Senator McCain was an advocate of this bill in 2007. He was pushing for it, he was championing for it, but 15 minutes before the vote, 15 minutes before our lives were about to become a reality, he walked out on us. And so we're here to ask him to call us. He walked out on the vote 15 minutes before it. So we're here to call you, ask you guys to give him a call and ask him to co-sponsor the bill right now.
So we have to do a whole lot of things to bring the public, and not just the politicians, into the solution. Because if you leave it to the politicians, as we talked about earlier, they'll just do things to inflame the public and try to get elected again. We need to bring the public to say, no, you cannot do that against these students. We believe in them. I want to put these incredible students in front of people. I want to get them on TV stations. I want to get them newspaper editorial boards. I want them to go to PTAs and talk to people all over the country. And I think if we do that, we will get the political support we need to pass the DREAM Act. This is, as we say, a no-brainer. It should be. That is, this is an obvious thing that the Congress should do to bring in the talents of all our students and make America better in the future.